But yeah, no. So it was kind of weird because he's like, "You're pulling my leg," and I'm like, "You're talking like an 1890s prospector."
You're pulling my leg.
That's pretty much how it was. He's like, "Grr, grr, 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 grr." I thought he was going to start reciting things from Deadwood.
He just didn't believe there were Japanese Green Bay Packer fans.
No, now okay. So I know everyone's jealous because I've actually seen the film.
Uh huh.
Um, are there are there any other like teams that people are fans of in Japan, or is it just the Packers?
I think there are other pockets of fans, and I think when I was looking for images when I was editing, I think I found a couple of Broncos fans, but I didn't know of any group that was meeting on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is so weird.
yeah.
But it was heartwarming at the same time.
Oh yeah. I mean that was the goal.
Right.
Uh, for the documentary. I didn't want it to be a horror documentary or anything, you know. I
That would
wanted
be
it to
well,
be.
I mean, if anybody's gonna do horror right, it's the Japanese.
That's true. That
Just
is.
watch Audition. I
Yeah.
can't watch Audition, but
I mean,
yeah.
I've never seen it, but I know what happens in it. I've heard things.
Yes, yes. It's like anybody outside of the United States, they make the weirdest horror films, like a Serbian film and uh,
Yeah.
Audition, and no. So how did you come across them to begin with?
Well, the documentary didn't actually start with me. It was what it happened. You learn how we came across them in the documentary. It's
Right.
Ty, my friend Ty, who I have known for a long time. He goes to Japan for business like every few months,
Oh, that's right.
and
Yes, yes. Now I remember.
yeah, and he one time came across he saw a guy with a Packers jersey on, and then he went up to him to talk to him, and then out of the woodwork, a bunch of other people in Packers jerseys came out, and they were all going to meet in a karaoke bar to watch their favorite game of the previous season.
Now they're not
Eh,
able to get all of the games. They can only get certain ones, or
I'm not sure. I think they can get all the games. They just this was not during the football season when he ran into him, so they were
okay.
watching a pre-recorded game. Um, but I don't they tend I don't know if they can get all the games. I think they can, but they air like at 2 a.m.
Oh, okay.
so on Monday morning. So it's instead of Sunday, it would be Monday morning.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
the time thing always. I can't. Now you had to go over to Japan to film a lot of this stuff,
I did. So
and
it didn't start with me. It was my my Ty recruited two of my friends, Matt and Sam, who are also in my band, Driftless
oh
Pony
yes,
Club, which you've booked a show for us
I've
once.
actually met everybody in
Yeah,
the Pony Club.
yeah. Uh, we well, he recruited those two to do the documentary, and so he also I left out a crucial bit where Ty decided he was going to fly them all back to watch a game
Yes,
in Green Bay. So he did, and he recruited my two friends to document it, to document the whole trip. Well, not the whole. Well, not the. They didn't go to Japan. They just they met up in Green Bay and they documented their visit to Green Bay. And they were gonna make a documentary out of that, and something happened. I don't know. It fell through with them, so Ty was like, "Well, I want to get this done." So he asked me. He said, hey, can you edit this? Can you put this together?" And I was like, "Nah, no, I can't. I'm not. I'm too busy. I got a lot of videos to do." And he came back and asked again, and I said, "Nah, no." And he asked multiple times, and then eventually uh, he wore me down. I said yes, but like with the caveat that this is going to take a while, and he also offered me a trip to Japan. So I flew to Japan and I interviewed everybody. I was there for a week. It was amazing, and they also came back a second time 2 years later, I believe, to another Packer
during
game.
winter game.
Yeah, and I documented that one. And then I also interviewed Mason Crosby, and I interviewed on a different occasion, and on a different occasion, I interviewed the Packer historian Cliff Crystal,
Yes.
and because as I was editing, it was like a little. It needed some context in case anyone. I tried to make it entertaining for people who don't know who the Packers are or don't watch football, and
Mhm.
so it needed a little history to it. And I got enough in there, but I haven't really shown it to non-Packer fans, so I don't know for sure yet.
Right. Well, I
But
mean, especially when I there's so many names to remember, but when he said, I don't mind the Bears, I hate the Vikings.
well, I like 3 people said that. There was Chepo and Tom and I don't remember who else said that, but there were people who said that.
See, I don't hate the Vikings as much as I hate the Bears.
I don't. I think I like the Packers a lot more than both of them. I lived in Chicago for 12 years.
Yes.
Never became a Bears fan. So
Yeah.
so don't
Which is
worry
probably
about
good.
that.
You come home and you come back to Wisconsin and you're not wearing an Urlacher jersey.
No.
You know,
But I also, believe it or not, I don't even watch that much football.
me
I'm
neither.
not. Yeah.
If I'm honest, my brother is a big Packers fan,
Yeah.
and when I told him about, it, he's like, "Eh." I'm like, "You really don't want to watch it?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, all right. And then his big thing was, why are they a fan of Mason Crosby? He hasn't played for the Packers for years.
Well, one
I'm like,
of them was a big fan of Mason Crosby, but
yeah,
also that was this most of this was filmed years ago when he was part of
right,
the Packers.
right.
Yeah. And but anyway, he should watch. I think he'll like it.
I will force him
Well,
after he gets done with his kidney stone surgery.
ooh, okay, take it easy. Take it
Yeah.
a little easy.
Well, I'll only
Well,
strap him down from the top, like from the
okay.
waist up.
Great. Okay, be
Yes,
humane about it for
I
sure.
will. I'll be
Yeah.
humane with my torture.
Yeah.
Take note, Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
There's a dated reference.
I don't think Dick Cheney has anything to do with it anymore.
Oh, you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
But was there any kind of attempt to reach out to any other Packers, or was it just a Mason Crosby thing?
it was Mason Cross. There wasn't really much of an attempt other than that because we also, well, Jay Demerit, Ty's friend, one of his friends who's in the documentary he's a soccer player. He played for the Premier League, so he's a relatively famous soccer player, and he's friends with Mason Crosby. So we were able to,
couple of kickers just hanging out.
yeah, exactly. And that's why we were able to get Mason Crosby. We didn't get a lot of NFL footage, like game footage, except for like what Japanese people got on their phones.
Right.
Because we looked into getting it, but it was absurdly expensive. So
Yeah, the NFL is notoriously litigious.
yeah, and so if we I could have put it like a little snippet or something into the documentary but it wouldn't have been worth it. Like what I would have really wanted what I would have needed was like a whole game that I could just cut up into all the highlights.
Right.
But either that or nothing, or I'll just piece it together with what I have.
Right.
And that, because like a little snippet wouldn't have been worth the money. That would have just been, okay, there's a little football going on,
Right. Exactly. And I think that the footage with them meeting Mason actually plays better than watching actual footage.
Oh, when they meet Mason? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's my favorite part of the documentary. But I'm talking about later when they're actually watching the game, when they go to the game. But
so kind of like, instead of just having cell phone footage or whatever, you have actual, like, hey, we filmed this. This is from CBS or whatever channel.
Yeah. Like
just so people know,
footage.
CBS is a TV channel, because I know people don't have cable anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it plays on television. TV stands for television.
Yes.
Which is it's like moving pictures on a box in your house.
Yes, and you know what's really funny? It's funny you say that, because I was watching the new season of Black Mirror yesterday, I binged it, and there is an entire episode about how they're able to replace actors inside of a movie by inserting them into the movie, so it plays like a play. And
Okay.
yeah, it's really creepy.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, but I know you're not a big horror guy, but I don't know how you are with Black Mirror.
I mean, I think I watched all of the first 3 or 4 seasons. It just got away from me. I like Black Mirror, but
yeah, they're on like season 7 now.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you can't just, leave people alone to their devices, literal devices. You have to creep them the hell out.
Oh, yeah. You have to remind them that this is weird. This stuff is weird.
This is very weird.
Yeah.
This is very weird. Now, you are, aside from making this documentary, which I'll get back to in a second, you're still out there making YouTube videos after how long has it been now? 15 years? 10?
Well, 18.
18. Oh,
years.
geez.
Yeah. But full-time, like 15 or 16. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you find yourself at any time feeling like, oh, I'm going to repeat myself when you do stuff? Or do you think you've changed enough?
I do repeat myself. I've changed when I started, I did a lot of short, silly stuff. And part of the humor and joy of that was repeating, like recurring gags, recurring jokes and stuff. But eventually that got old. YouTube changed, everything kind of changes, and the internet and YouTube in particular it seems like most of the stuff that I come across anyway is much less just pure comedy, and it's usually like more like a resource, more like people want to learn something, or they're looking for something specific. And my channel kind of evolved into more long form mini documentary stuff, a lot of health challenges, like quitting added sugar for a month and stuff. But nowadays I've been doing that kind of thing, the health challenge stuff, or the sort of advice and productivity help and, like, I don't know, general life advice for like 6 years now. And or like 8 years now. Jeez. Wow.
The older you get, the quicker time flies.
Yeah, it still seems new. It still seems like the new thing I'm doing. But yeah, at this point, I've been doing that for a while. It's getting challenging to find a topic I haven't already talked about. I've gone back and revisited topics multiple times with just like new information or just a new perspective on it.
Right. Well, I'm waiting for your I didn't wear underwear for a month video.
Oh, that sounds, there'd be some chafing involved there. I don't know. Yeah.
A little bit.
I'd have to wear jogging pants or like silk pants. I have to wear silk pants for that month. So then or it could just be I wore silk pants every day for a month.
There you go. That works. Yeah.
I don't know that people would click on. I don't know that people would care. You would care. I know.
I would watch.
You're a big silk guy. You're a big silk guy. I know that.
I am. Everything in my house is silk.
Yeah.
The floor, the walls.
It's real slippery there. So yeah, it's real smooth. Yeah.
A lot of broken bones in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of broken bones. Now, I know it seems like China has decided to kind of not be part of the video so much. Is she still on that, or is she okay with it again?
It's not. I don't think she like intentionally has decided not to. It just there hasn't been a real reason. Like, I don't know. We haven't done things that I haven't come up with ideas that I thought were super interesting enough to do together, or the challenges that I'm doing, she's not interested in. It's not necessarily about not being in a video. It's that she just doesn't care about the challenge. She doesn't want to do it,
Right.
Like if I come to her and I say, hey, I want to talk to you about this thing I'm doing, she'll usually say yes. We just have to find the time.
Right. Like I love the chemistry between you guys. Maybe you should get married or something.
Well, I don't know I think there are laws against getting married twice, maybe. But
you can. Well, people renew their vows.
Okay. Well,
and I'll gladly officiate the ceremony because I am ordained.
I feel like I need to wait like 20 years or so more before
that tracks. Yeah.
Before we renew our vows. Yeah.
That tracks. Yeah. And then we can all go to Mars Cheese Castle after.
Oh, yeah. You think it'll still be around? Yeah.
It's Wisconsin. That thing's not going anywhere.
That'll probably be the last thing to go, I think.
Yes, it'll be like this giant dystopian apocalypse, and Mars Cheese Castle is the only refuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, refuse or refuge, either way.
Yeah.
Works. But I mean, it's. Do you have a hard time explaining to people about Wisconsin, because we're a very weird people?
Well, I mean, there are weird people everywhere, I think.
True.
I think there is something unique about Wisconsin. There are little quirks in Wisconsin that I think are unique, that that people outside of Wisconsin aren't aware of, but in particular, people inside Wisconsin aren't aware that other people outside aren't aware of them. You know what I'm saying?
Like for what? Like what example?
Like Wisconsin old fashions, for instance.
Yes.
I grew up thinking that an old fashioned was a Wisconsin old fashioned. I didn't know that was specific to Wisconsin. You probably do. You even know what an old fashioned is outside of Wisconsin?
I mean, I've seen enough bar rescues. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so like you go to like Chicago, you order an old fashioned, you're gonna get what you'd get anywhere else in the world. But in Wisconsin people will go there and think that they screwed up. They'll think that people in Chicago screwed up. It's basically, an old fashioned is basically whiskey, bitters, sugar, and orange.
That sounds like an old fashioned. Yeah.
Well, no, a Wisconsin old fashioned. Yeah, a Wisconsin old fashioned is whiskey, muddled up cherries, like a soda, like a squirt or a 7-Up or something, or what else? What's another? Yeah, squirt or Sprite or 7-Up, and like maybe some grenadine, and a cherry, like a full cherry, and it's just a sweeter thing with soda in it. It's like, but if you order it outside of here, people will think they're being ripped off. It's like, wait, this is just whiskey. This is just basically whiskey.
Yeah, it's like when you order a tall anywhere outside of Wisconsin, you get something that's like this big. But if you order a tall here, it's like this big.
Well, yeah, there's also the whole alcohol in general is just cheaper here, and and people
eggs are cheaper here too, which is hilarious, because I have a cousin in Florida, and she was complaining that eggs were like $14 a dozen. I'm like, they're like $4 at the Quick Trip. What are you talking about? She's like, what's a Quick Trip? I'm like, you don't have a Quick Trip?
Oh yeah, we also have Quick Trip. Yeah, that's I think it's probably ventured outside of Wisconsin, but not far.
No.
Right. And Spotted Cow, like the beer, Spotted Cow, you can only get here. It's my favorite beer. That's I don't like the Wisconsin old fashions as much. I like the traditional old fashions.
Right.
I think it's too sweet, Wisconsin old fashioned. But Spotted Cow is a great beer. Absolutely.
See, I have a friend who's on a popular podcast. I'm not going to name drop, because why should I? And they're coming through in October, and I'm like, hey, yeah, we should meet up. And he says, yeah, we can get some Spotted Cow. First thing out of his mouth is he wanted Spotted Cow. Now, wasn't there something where I think it was the Cubs or the Bears tried sneaking Spotted Cow out of Wisconsin, and they got in trouble?
Yeah, that can happen. Actually, there's a bar in Chicago. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want to get them in trouble. But there's a bar that would serve Spotted Cow, but they didn't call it Spotted Cow. They called it the name of the bar. And you order that, and you got and I lived pretty close to it, so I got some smuggled Spotted Cow.
So you were able to feel like you were at home with the Spotted Cow.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to sell it outside of Wisconsin. No.
No. And I remember watching. That's another thing. It's kind of very local to Wisconsin is the comedy, I think, because you have your brand of comedy. You have like the Red Letter Media people out of Milwaukee. You've got Whatever the Hell I Do. You've got Blame Society, which is completely, you know what I mean?
Chad Vader, they are legendary on YouTube. That was one of the first, maybe the first web series, one of them anyway, on YouTube.
And it came out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And plus our serial killers, they use all of their victims.
Yeah. I think Wisconsin humor, it's hard. Maybe it'd probably take a little more analysis before I could just off the cuff say what it is. But it's like I think it's like a combination of friendly and disturbing and cynical at the same time. Like it's like like it'll cut to the truth in ways that hurt, but also in a friendly package, you know.
Right, exactly. And that's why I get away with some of the stuff I say on stage, because I look like this big lovable oaf, and then I say some of the things that I say, you know. So but it's
And
now
I think
there's an idea for a video. Talk about Wisconsin comedy, on how like different it is, because it's you don't hear the stuff that Wisconsin comedians talk about in LA.
No, probably not. I mean, there are like people have ventured out and, you know, made a national name for themselves, or a world name for them. Like Dan Harmon, for instance.
Yeah.
Dan Harmon, he doesn't really do stand up. I guess he's done some stand up, but
yeah, I'd
he's
still consider him a
creator of
comedian, even though he's just a writer.
Yeah. Rick and Morty and Community.
Community,
like, I think that's the kind of humor that you see a lot, which is like very outlandish and like sometimes disturbing, like it, but like a trying to get to the truth of an observation about life. You can say that about comedy anywhere, but there's something specific about Wisconsin comedy, and it's hard for me to put my finger on it, you know.
Yeah. Now I have a very old school question, and this is kind of inside baseball, specifically to you.
Sure.
When you were doing the countdown to where you had China read all the first letters of every video to propose.
Yeah.
Did you have to make any changes when you made the Robin Williams video?
No. I think I just tailored the title of the video to what the letter was supposed to be. I don't remember what the title of that video
I don't
is.
either, but
I didn't plan what the videos were going to be. I just, as I was doing them, I made the title. And then, but I also, to make it permanent, it wasn't just the first letter in the title. It was what I said at the beginning of the video also.
I'll have to go back and
like the very first thing I said at the beginning of each video, except for one of them, I think didn't match up. But the very first thing I said in each, maybe it was the Robin Williams one, I don't remember.
Way to go, Robin! Thanks.
I said the letter at the very beginning, like, but I made it sound like a word, like for the letter C. I think I started by saying, "See, look at this," or something like that. You know,
right.
So yeah, so I'm very clever. I'm extremely clever.
You are. I mean, you punch eagles.
Yeah,
I remember the first time we ever worked on something together. We were going to punch eagles, and and that was a whole thing.
And I that was just you know, I think that just came out of well, I got to do something. Like a lot of the times I was making up videos as I went along. Like, okay, something has to happen here. What should happen? And I had to come up with something random in my brain, and I'll punch an eagle, and that became and that turned into like jumping up into the sky and punching an eagle.
Right.
And then landing back down in my chair. I've gotten lazier now. The eagles fly to me and I punch them. I still do. Once in a while that happens in a video.
And I mean, I even remember it even made it to beer and board games.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me.
I think Matt might have been annoyed that he had to edit that in, but I don't know.
Now, are you going to be showing up on Welcome to the Basement at all this season?
Yeah, awesome. We already shot it last week. Last week, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm not asking you to spoil the movie. Don't spoil the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's I just love how you and Jason and Matt and Aaron and all like the area comedians can all get together and come out with this amazing thing. Which I think is okay. I love doing stand-up. Don't get me wrong, because I'm my own boss. I don't have to answer to anybody and that whole thing. And I've been told that Matt and I would not get along creatively. Which is, that's just the way it is sometimes, but it's just, sometimes I miss just like making stupid videos on YouTube, because now I'm kind of regulated to just posting clips from my stand up on TikTok or YouTube shorts, because that's where I'm going to get the views.
Sure.
And
you get more views from like clips from stand up.
Yeah. Well, the shorts in general, because I made a video about how in the Friday the 13th series, Tommy Jarvis from 4, 5, and 6 went from badass Corey Feldman, who destroyed Jason with a machete, to a big ass wimp in part 6. And it's like, what, and I added a fart noise and it got like 5,000 views. I'm like, okay. Is it the fart noise doing it? Because I'm in Wisconsin. I just got to eat some sauerkraut.
Yeah, I think shorts are a good way for discovery. But I feel like a view on a regular video is more valuable than a view on a short.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I say keep doing them. I think the thing is with regular videos on YouTube these days, random comedy is going to be very hard to find an audience with. You'd have to like do something specific, something that's about something, that you're making an argument about something, or you're trying to teach something. I don't know, like, which is a problem for regular comedy, because regular comedy it usually works best when you're surprising people. Like, you can't just tell them what's going to happen in the video, in the thumbnail, because part of the humor is the surprise. So,
but it also kind of ruins the rewatchability, because then they know it's coming.
Yep, that's true.
Which is why shock comedy isn't as popular as it used to be, because you'd be on stage. Like I had, I don't do this joke anymore, but I used to have a joke where, you ever think Jesus sits in his little cloud house and he looks at his hole in a hole in his hand and he just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck it." And, and so that kind of thing only works once or twice. And then once it gets out there and people hear it, you can't do it anymore.
Right. Yeah. But, I think if you're going to do videos, I mean, you keep going with the shorts for sure. But like, if you want to do regular videos, it's got to be something that's, I don't know, somehow broadly appealing or broadly relatable,
Yeah. That's kind of why I brought the show back too, because I don't have to travel for the most part. I don't have to really leave the house, because why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
And things like that. So, now getting back to No Packers, No Life. You guys were just at a film festival. How did that go?
Well, it was shown at the Wisconsin Film Festival in Madison at the Barrymore, which was incredible. It was actually one of the greatest moments of my life, and I'm not exaggerating. It was
Hotel China.
Yeah. She was there too.
Oh, okay.
So, it was 700 people at the Barrymore, and a lot of many Packers jerseys. A lot of people. It was just advertised really well, I think, through the Wisconsin Film Festival, and so it really hit the audience it was supposed to. And they were just laughing and gasping at the right parts throughout, and it was a lot of it. Like, everything worked. Everything I tried seemed to work, and it was just so satisfying to see that, because I'd worked on that for so long, and I'd never experienced that before. I've been in theaters with some of my stuff playing before, never a full length thing, and never with that kind of reaction. I mean, I've had some pretty good reactions to like short video, because there was this thing in Chicago called the Short Festival, where you submit like short little things. So I had like 2 or 3 videos in that, and that was fun, but that wasn't the same thing as this room full of 700 people watching a documentary I worked on for years.
Right.
It was incredible. It was such a good feeling. And it like, because I didn't know, working on it for those years, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know. I often questioned, like, is anyone going to care about this? Like, I don't know what this is. And then that proved that they did care. So even if no one else sees it, that was worth it. That night was worth it. It was incredible.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, and I will say, I for eagle-eyed viewers, when you watch this, you will see Sam in one of the scenes.
Yes, I think he's in more than one.
I only noticed him in one.
Yeah, and there's actually briefly Matt as well.
Okay. See, I was so enthralled in Japanese Packer fans,
but I wasn't even 100% sure he was in it until seeing it on the big screen. I forgot that he was in it.
So what's the plan for it now? It's been at the Barrymore, Drew, or otherwise.
Yeah, well, it was also shown at the Green Bay Film Festival.
Oh, nice. It must have gone over like gangbusters.
Well, you'd think, but it was very, very small. the audience that was there liked it, but it wasn't a lot of people. It's just one small theater, and that they had one night of Wisconsin's own films, and and I don't know that it was advertised, so mine was just a part of a chunk of a bunch of them, so it wasn't like advertised. The Barrymore was a specific screening of my movie,
right,
at the festival. This was more like a chunk of things, so it was like a mixed audience, small, less like hardcore Packer fans, which I don't know. It's Green Bay, but that doesn't mean everyone's a Packer fan, I guess. But it was
they'll be run out with pitchforks.
Yeah, it was still received well. It was fun. It just wasn't the same kind of experience. And I got an award. I got an award at it. Is this going to be on video?
Yes.
Okay,
but you can do whatever you need.
I'm going to show you the.
Oh. I thought he was just showing us his butt, but this works too.
Well, I'm doing both.
Okay. You won an award.
I won an award at the Green Bay Festival, and I greatly appreciate it. It was an incredible experience. I don't mean to denigrate it by comparing it to the Barrymore screening, but dude, wait, can it turn the light on?
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah, it says Jury's Choice Award, Wisconsin's own. No Packers, no life. Green Bay Film Festival. Yep.
Now, are you going to be buried with that?
Yes.
Okay.
That's an easy question to answer, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And we're just shopping it around to other festivals. I don't know. Those are the only two it's gotten into so far.
So you're holding off on any kind of wider release for right now?
Yeah, because festivals tend to not like that if you're releasing things before they go to the festivals. And yeah, but I don't know what we're going to do necessarily. I might like organize just independent screenings of it.
Yeah, like Dolomite.
Yeah, like Dolomite. There you go. Just like Dolomite. Yeah.
That is super. My Name is Dolomite is super influential. Like I don't know how anybody who's a creative can watch that movie and not feel inspired.
That movie's great. I liked it a lot. Best thing Eddie Murphy's done in decades.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except for what the sketches he did on the NSNL 50th. He was pretty funny.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't.
He played Tracy Morgan on a sketch with Tracy Morgan in it. It was Black Jeopardy. It was funny.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, and Tracy Morgan was also there?
Yeah, he was playing just some regular guy.
I'd love to see Tracy Morgan playing a regular guy.
Well, yeah, it's kind of difficult to do, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now, anything on the horizon for the Pony Club, the Driftless Pony Club, or are you guys kind of?
We talk about it occasionally. There's nothing specific, but I think something will happen eventually. I don't know.
That's good.
We do meet. Matt and Sam were at the Green Bay Film Festival, so 2/3 or 3/4 of the Driftless Pony Club were there. But there's this friends sort of gathering that we met at last year and played. But it was a very small sort of just event for friends. But so we did play recently. We still got it. So let's see. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know. We talk about possibly doing something. I'm in another band. I play guitar in another band.
I saw that. What's the name of that band?
It's called Violet Palms.
Yes.
Yeah, my friend Marcus is the singer, and another guy, Ben, writes the songs. I mean, Ben and Marcus together kind of write them. But and then, I mean, I write my own parts. Tim, the bassist, writes his own, and Mike's the drummer. But we play occasionally. We play a lot in Spring Green because that's where they all live. But we talk about going on a little mini tour and possibly trying to get Driftless Pony Club to do it with. So like I would have a busy night every night, but it would be
I hope you wouldn't be driving after.
Yeah, I know.
That would not be good.
I don't drive anymore. I have Raul, my butler, who drives.
Oh well, that's good too.
Yeah.
You have. Well, I have Kingsley, so that it all works out. Yeah, it all works out. Especially when you go out to your car one day and the muffler's just not there anymore. And I live in the suburbs. What the hell's going on, America?
I know.
What the hell, America?
America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you can follow Craig on all the social medias at Wheezy Waiter on YouTube, and don't forget Wheezy News. And if No Packers, No Life is coming near you, be sure to check it out. If you get close to Racine, I'll definitely have to go watch it on the big screen.
Yeah, I mean, I am toying with the idea of touring, having like a screening tour around Wisconsin. That would be, I mean, maybe even more than Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's really where the audience is, I think.
Oh yeah. Have you thought about sending it to the Packers?
Oh yeah, we Ty has a contact with the Packers, and
oh nice.
We're talking to them about possibility of having some sort of screening. I don't know. We'll see.
You could have it play before that new Craig T. Nelson movie.
Yeah, I forgot what that's called.
I don't. The new Craig T. Nelson movie.
Yes, the new Craig T. Nelson movie that takes place in Wisconsin about the Packers
from '97. Yes.
Okay. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now. Craig T. Nelson Packers
coach.
What's it called? Green and Gold. That makes sense. It's called Green and Gold.
They really weren't trying with that title, were they? What about the Packers? Can we put in a title? There's some guy with a cigar, and he's like, wah, wah, Oh man, but yeah, you can follow him on social media everywhere. And then subscribe to his Substack so you can get his Tuesday Tube.
Tube's Better newsletter.
Yes, the Tube's Better newsletter.
Tube's Better newsletter. But I missed yesterday, so it's going to be a Thursday Better newsletter probably.
That works too, and that's wheezywaiter.substack.com.
I don't know. It's in my descriptions on YouTube. Let's see. Substack. Is that how it works on Substack? Yeah, wheezywaiter.substack.com.
Yeah, I have it. If you go to I'mUncleRon.com, it goes right to my Substack. So,
but I also do a podcast with my friend Craig Benzine. That is,
I know Craig Benzine.
Yeah, two guys talking about lettuce is our podcast. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Somehow
I feel like you guys don't talk that much about lettuce.
Nope. We talk about completely random nonsense. Usually, Greg. I try to talk about real things, and Greg is unhinged. So,
this is true.
Yeah. And that's basically it. He said he does unhinged things. I judge him. That's basically the podcast. So
it should be called Craig Judges Greg.
Yeah, Craig Judges Greg. I mean, that's actually a much better title for the podcast. We came up with the title because I was on his Twitch show, Bad Movies
Live,
and we just joked about doing a podcast called Two Guys Talking About Lettuce for some reason, and like, we want to do it, and now we're on like 130 episodes. So
and that's available Spotify, the whole nine.
Yeah, it's available everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on
season thank you
premiere.
For having me.
Yes. And don't forget, everybody, before I let you go, don't forget May 3rd, McCullough's Pub. That's where Driftless Pony Club played. Is my birthday show. I'll be headlining. And JL Kirking's going to be there, and Sarah Critchfield and Zach Zandy. Everybody's got one of those weird names for, and Sage Holloway is going to be hosting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be on stage talking for like 25 minutes. It's going to be kind of surreal. So I have to buy the shirts that don't sweat.
Have you done this before though, right?
Well, I've done stand-up before, but I've never headlined. So
you've never done 25? A full 25?
I have enough material. I just never been up there that long. So I'm hoping somebody says something stupid so I can just destroy them.
Do a lot of pauses. Do a lot of dramatic
I plan on it. I'm going to take very
Yeah.
slow sips of my Shirley Temple.
Please. Yes. I mean, that's actually good for comedy. I've heard like a lot of. I think there's that video that went around where Jerry Seinfeld and I'm going to make your episode longer.
No, it's fine.
Jerry Seinfeld and Louis C.K. and Chris Rock and
I love that video.
Yeah, well, in that video, Louis C.K. says Jerry Seinfeld taught him. He used to like go up and like run through jokes, but he taught him like that you have to wait. You have to let the audience digest the joke and laugh and really, really revel in the moments. So do that, because then you can fill your time.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know,
especially if no one's laughing. You know?
Oh yeah. Well, that's another thing is I'm actually I'm getting my 25, 30 minutes that I have, and I'm going to shoot a special where I'm just at home telling the jokes to the computer or to the camera with no audience, like Norm Macdonald did for his last special. And it's so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, good luck, sir.
To say the least. Yes. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Next week, barring any acts of God, Jason Stevens will be my guest, and we're going to talk about all sorts of cool stuff. So again, Craig, thank you so much. Check out the movie. Check him out on social media, and we will see you next week.